Hey y'all, it's Maurice with another video here. Um, I know I am too new to this to take a break, but I had to. Last week we had, well, the week before last, we had our holiday party, which was amazing. Like all of our friends came out, we had amazing food and just like the best time. And so post holiday party, I've just been exhausted, like straight up exhausted. I mean, I cooked everything um minus the gumbo. My best friend came in town and did all of like the designing. So it was a lot of work we had undertaken. I think we ended up with like 35 people, which does not sound like a lot, but it's a lot when you are making all of the food, when you are getting everything together. So all of that to say, I was exhausted and need a break. And so then directly after the holiday party, we go into moving phase. Here's where I'm at with the moving. So basically, there's a lot going on in my life right now. In this video, I just wanted to spend some time talking about the idea of letting go, of changing your mind, of deciding that a place is no longer for you and that being okay. I have been living in North Carolina for 18, well, January next month will be 18 months. Charlotte to be specific. And I have just come to the conclusion that this is not the place for me. Um, Everybody go to sleep too early. The food is okay. Um, it's just very slow. Born and raised in Baltimore, lived in New York for 10 years. I'm an East Coast boy, you know what I mean? A Northeast boy. And so I am interested in getting back to that kind of wave. But before that, I want to spend some time kind of seeing what's going on in the world, just like a small trip away. I'll do a video about that later. But in the interim, just packing and have just been, of course, self-reflecting, thinking about the many moves that I've had over the last few years, and a lot of them have been, me deciding that the space that I am in, I no longer want to be in. Something doesn't serve me in that space, or just that I want to do something different. You know what I mean? Like there is this huge number one country that we live in, but number two, this huge world that exists that we are not isolated to one location. And I think that sometimes we see a lot of people who for whatever reason have convinced themselves that they are stuck, and the one thing that I have always felt, I have always said since the moment I knew that I was leaving Baltimore, I'm never stuck. I'm never stuck. I'm never stuck in this place, no matter where the place is. I have lived I have lived in, born and raised in Baltimore. I have lived in Harrisburg. I have lived in um, Westchester, New York. I've lived in Brooklyn for a small amount of time, and then Harlem, and then I lived in New Orleans, and then I have traveled internationally, and then I've lived in Jersey, Harrison, and then am in Charlotte right now. But it's this reminder to myself that, like, listen, when we want to explore, and also too, a lot of us got to get out of this thing where sometimes nothing has to be wrong. There does not have to be one thing that's going on that makes you feel like you want to get up and go, except for the fact that you want to get up and go. And I'm also there in my life where it's that if I'm ready to go, I'm going, no matter where it's at. If I'm ready to go, I'm going. And so we had some discussions about what we want to do next, about where we want to go next, what we want to explore next. Especially, let me tell you, I am 34. If God is kind, in May I'll be 35. Shout out to all the Tauruses in the building. um, but if God is kind, I'll be 35. And I just, you've got to get out here and do it while you can. Um, as someone said to me recently, I think she was probably like in her late 50s. She was like, get out there. She said, I waited too long. She's doing it now. Thank God she's doing it. But she was just like, get out there, live your life, experience, explore. Because, there's going to come a time when we aren't always in our, best health, and body is aching. Hell, body is starting to ache at 34, honestly. Um, Body start aching, sometimes your mental starts slipping, all of these things. And I think that we have to take advantage of things when we are youthful, when we are agile, when we have the ability to go. Um, a lot of us, if you're in your 30s, aren't in your earning years, technically in your earning years. Is those earning years are supposed to be in your 40s. And so I think that yes, retirement is on a lot of our minds, and how do we retire? What are we going to do? How much money do I need? But for me, I've just kind of accepted the fact that I am going to live a non-traditional life. And with that, well, I already live a non-traditional life, but I'm going to further live a non-traditional life, outside of this box that society has created, where you work, you retire, you sit home, and then you collect your retirement. Maybe you work 5 hours a week or something like that at the local Walmart. Um, I'm just rejecting that lifestyle completely and totally. I'm rejecting that lifestyle. So that means that I have to do things that does not make sense to people who are operating within that box. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to say that I'm operating outside of the box, but then trying to do things that make sense within a box. And certainly there are certain aspects of my life that, I'm still kind of like operating within a plan, what I mean, within the box, of course, but my long-term goal is to remove myself from this system, and to create a sustainable life for me, because as far as I know, we only get one. And so we got to make it, do what it do in that one, and so I am intent on living boldly, um, not fearlessly, because sometimes, I think fear is just a natural thing of being a human, and I think fear keeps us safe, and and protects us, but living in spite of fear. um, and so I'm intent on doing that. And so this move again is one of those moments where I need to lean into that. I need to lean into those feelings. I need to lean into who I truly am, who a lot of us truly are. A lot of us are these people. A lot of us know that we are not meant to be stuck in one place. A lot of us know that there is so much more on the horizon. And somehow we've, allowed society to convince us to stop and stay where we are. You've gotten a house out in the suburbs, you got the kids, you're doing soccer practice, you're doing, I mean, and some people actually love that, and that's fine. We are not monoliths, but some people are living a life that they told you had to live. And so, um, it's just this reminder. This video is a reminder that you are free to live the kind of life that you want, that you are never stuck, that no one can dictate how or when you can get up and go. Yeah, I recognize that there are family situations, financial situations, implications that come, all of those things. But that is when you make a plan, and that is when you work the plan. I've said in recent videos that my therapist always say, the plan, just work the plan. As long as you have a plan, you can start working it with in whatever time frame makes the most sense to you. And so that's where I'm at. I'm the green couch is gone. And I'm not holding on to this life. I'm not holding on to this house. I'm not holding on to this city. Um, I'm purging myself of a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes, just getting rid of the things that seems to boggle us down. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the more things that we acquire, the more we get tangled up in this web of control, you know? And so for me, it is leaning more into the things that I'm passionate about, like videos like this, kind of like inspirational talk, the talks that I've been having to myself for years. I often on my Instagram share some of my old Facebook posts from 16, 18, however many years ago. Actually, I think it's probably like 15, 16 at the most, I think, because I think I got on Facebook like 2008. But and a lot of those videos were me, I mean, a lot of those posts were me just encouraging myself to tell myself, you can make it, you can change your life. You are one decision away, one decision and then one action away, because a decision alone don't change your life. The decision followed up with an action changes your life. These have been the things that I've been having conversations with myself for years, just kind of like reaffirming to myself that, that you are more than what they've told you you are. You are more than what you see. You are more than more than what society would have you to believe that you are. And so for me, it has been, and maybe part of that is that I have that middle child syndrome where it's just like I'm just out here figuring it out on my own because the two oldest are the two oldest, and then the two youngest are just whatever, you know what I mean? And here I am just sandwiched in between, and I think that's also have helped me kind of like live this very hyper independent lifestyle, but also this lifestyle where I am reminded that I have all of the tools that I need to be great, all of the tools that I need to change my life, coupled with action, and to go after it. And so here, I would, encourage you to think about what it is that you really want out of this life. What is it that you really want? This is your life. Are you who you want to be? And if you are not who you want to be, come up with a plan and then follow that up with action. Figure out what your next and best first step should be in order to get yourself out of whatever you are in that no longer works for you. And get about living the life that you are meant to be, the life that you were created to live. There's a whole world out there, a whole huge world out there that supersedes whatever your circumstances are. It supersedes your circumstances. That is what is the craziness, is that whatever you are going through, there is a whole huge world out there that will make you feel way more whole than whatever that situation is. And so hopefully you lean into that and get about the business of living for you. Because friends, that's what I'm going to do. That's all I can do is live for me, because we only get one shot as far as I know. Now, all of the people that I feel like have the answers have passed on. They've moved on. They know what the secret is. The rest of us who remain, we don't know. And so we've got to live like this is our only time. And what fun is it to spend your whole life giving, doing, and then not be able to, kind of live on your terms. And then you look up and it's the end. That's a scary way to live. So yeah, so I'll keep you updated on my moving journey. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about what I'm going to experience next. I'm excited about what the unknown. I'm not afraid of the unknown. I'm excited about what is on the other side of this, because the one thing that has been true in my life is that every single time that I've gone out into the world, it has shown me that listening to myself is the greatest and best answer. And so yeah, stay tuned and I'll keep you updated. And as always, I am grateful and I appreciate you for being here and for watching and listening.